Hey everybody, this is Dead Winter Dead with another Battlefield 4 video for you. Well, it's finally happened. DICE has finally released a release date. That's funny. Anyway, we finally have a release date for Second Assault. That is February 18th. Now, this is for premium members only. Second Assault will be released on February 18th for premium members on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. For all other Battlefield 4 players, it will be released 2 weeks later on March 4th. Now, for those of you who don't know, Second Assault will be featuring 4 new maps, as well as some new weapons. The weapons have been covered in detail. There's no need to go over those. You know, you've got the F2000, the Gull sniper rifle, the M60, and the AS-Val. There's been plenty of other YouTubers who have done stuff on that. But the 4 new maps we're getting will be Operation Metro, a new reimaging of Metro, Caspian Border, and Caspian Border will be slightly different. There's a large wall down the center, as well as some couple other Levolution events, Gulf of Oman, which is one of my personal favorites, as well as Operation Firestorm. Now, the one that sounds a little weird to me is Op Firestorm. I don't know why they chose that one. There could have been, I mean, they could have picked, Sing Crossing. There were just better maps. I'm not sure why they picked Op Firestorm, but they did. Caspian Border was an excellent map. I'm excited to get back on Caspian Border. Gulf of Oman is a great map. I'm really excited to get there. Operation Metro, whether you love it or hate it, we all know why it's back, and that's because it was the most popular map, the most played map on Battlefield 3, and everyone knows why. It's not like it was a good map. It was a decent map for Rush. I had a lot of fun playing Rush on Op Metro. But it was because of the conquest, and that was because you were able to basically go in there, spam your grenades, spam your 320, spam your rockets if you were an engineer, and just rack up kills. It was a map for you to farm points, farm kills, and that was really all it was. And for some reason, it just took off. The conquest version of Op Metro and Battlefield 3 was sloppy and lazy, just 3 flags in a row. They didn't take advantage of the outside wrecked area. I mean, they put 1 flag right in the middle just outside the Metro door. They could have easily put 2 flags there, possibly in some of those apartment buildings spread out. They put 1 flag in the middle of the Metro and then another flag in the first part of the Metro with the damaged rail cars. They completely cut out the park section of Metro, which is a really neat area. So I think there was a lot of lost opportunity. And from what I've seen, Operation Metro in a Second Assault will run exactly the way it has in Battlefield 3. Conquest will be identical, except for a couple of new little pathways that we can take to flank. And Rush will play out the exact same way. Now, the other little snippet of news that we have is the new expansion pack, which is called Naval Strike. Naval Strike is due to drop sometime in late March, I believe. And this will include 5 new weapons, as well as an amphibious hovercraft, some new assignments, and the all-new carrier assault mode. Now, it's really not an all-new mode because it's supposed to be a re-imaging of Titan mode from Battlefield 2142. Those of you who know me know that I loved 2142. It was one of my favorite Battlefield games. Excuse me. Now, the new maps on Naval Strike will be Lost Islands, Nansha Strike, Wavebreaker, and Operation Mortar. And the idea behind it, I believe it has something to do with the Chinese Navy pushing out into the South China Sea, and there are going to be some battles in some different areas. But that's basically the backdrop, the Chinese Navy pushing out, and I mean basically we all know the backstory really doesn't matter to us. We just want some new multiplayer maps, and we're going to be getting them. We'll be getting 2 additional gadgets. The 3GL, which is it's going to be a grenade launcher for the assault class, as well as an anti-helicopter mine, which is, they describe it as an aircraft disabling projectile for the engineer class. And then, of course, the new mode, Carrier Assault, which is a re-imaging of Battlefield 2142's Titan mode. Now, for those of you that don't know or have never played 2142, Titan mode was a really fun and really interesting game mode, and it was also a long game mode. You had to invest a lot of time into it, unless one team just completely steamrolled the other. Basically, the premise is you are on a fairly large conquest type match. Now, bear in mind, this is how it played out in 2142. I do not know how it will play out in Battlefield 4 for Naval Strike, but I'm just going to explain to you the premise. Now, the premise is that you would start on a large conquest style map. Both teams had their uncaps. You would push out into the map and start capping flags. At these individual flags were missile launchers, these kind of large missile launchers that were set up inside the little flag area. Once you capped that area, the missile launcher would begin to automatically fire missiles every, I don't know if it's 45 seconds, every minute at the enemy Titan. Once the enemy Titan shields were down. Now, the way to get them down was to fire missiles, and obviously the more missiles you put into the air, the quicker the shields go down, which means you have to capture more flags. As soon as the Titan shields were down, you used various different methods to get up to the Titan. For those of you who don't know, a Titan was basically a flying aircraft carrier because 2142 was a futuristic sci-fi title. But you would get up to the Titan, and then it would turn into this all-out close-quarters slugfest in which you had to work your way through 4 different security barriers, break down different security barriers to get to the Titan's core, destroy the Titan's main core, and boom goes the Titan. At the end, you had like 15 or 20 seconds. Everybody had to bail off the Titan, and there was this neat little cutscene where you've got soldiers, these futuristic soldiers, jumping off the edge of this Titan and parachuting down to the safety of the ground as the Titan explodes into a ball of flame. Lots of fun. Really excellent. I'm really excited to see what they'll do with it. I'm assuming that with Carrier Assault it will be the same way. You will have to capture certain assets which will basically break that down the defenses of the aircraft carrier. Obviously, we're fighting a modern war or very close to modern. So you're not going to have aircraft carriers with shields, obviously. But we will have to break through their defenses. Once the defenses are down, we'll be able to attack the enemy aircraft carrier with various amphibious vessels on the water, as well as strike from the air, transport helicopters, etc., etc. Get on board the enemy aircraft carrier, work your way through the guts, twists, and turns of the aircraft carrier while the enemy is trying to defend it, mind you. Probably fight your way through several security checkpoints, down into the guts, into the engine room of the aircraft carrier, destroying engine components, and ultimately sinking the carrier. Now, mind you, this is all conjecture based on my knowledge of 2142 Titan mode. I'm assuming that it will work like that. It may pan out like that. It may be something completely different. But either way, for those of you who have not played it, you are in for a treat. I believe that this is probably going to be an excellent game mode, unless DICE completely just slips on the banana peel on this one and just blows it. The fun thing about Titan mode, or in this case the Carrier Assault mode, is that it starts out as a large conquest game mode, very open. You have to capture different flags, and it's very conquesty. But then once you get on board the enemy Titan, or in Battlefield 4 cases, the enemy aircraft carrier, it becomes a close quarters match. So I'm really excited for that. It seems like it's going to be a good time. My name's Dead Winter Dead. Thanks for watching.